changed, now I don't know how to act. I think I'm gone, don't know where we at. I fall in love with no strings attached.
What's up, dweebs? Long time no see. Welcome back to Mrs. Sain's DweebCast, and I'm back from a personal, unannounced hiatus over the holidays. Went on a family vacation and just got so caught up. And my used-to-be fiance, now wife, and I eloped, and it was awesome. And for some obvious reasons, because of that, I took some time off, but I'm back, and I've been waiting to drop this episode because my friend, new friend, through this episode, watch us become friends at Sad Boy Traps. He is dropping a new song. I'm debuting it here. It's the intro song. It's gonna be the outro song for this week's episode. He is dropping a new song tomorrow, and I'm debuting it. It's awesome. He has only dropped like 4 songs, and I'm telling you, everyone's a banger. I'm gonna be mad that you're finding him now because there's not more of him to go and listen to besides those 4 songs. Get on early, guys. Enjoy this new song by at Sad Boy Traps. He produced it. He does the hook. He raps. Great guy. I did not expect to have as much in common with this guy as I did. Really got to know him, and we just shared a lot of personal stories and relations to anime, and of course his anime history and all that good stuff, all the regular questions that I ask people every week. But yeah, so anyway, get used to Mondays again. I'll be back every Monday. Sorry for the unannounced hiatus once again, my bad, but expect regular content. Comment, like, subscribe, enjoy this week's episode and this fucking awesome song. Enjoy it a couple more seconds. I'm gonna let it go. Alright. Thanks. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe. Check it out. What's up, dweebs? I'm here with Sad Boy Traps. You follow him on SoundCloud, Instagram. He is a rapper and dude and vocalist, and you sing on the hooks a little bit, bro. Sloppy put me on to you, right?
Definitely.
That's how we linked up, and I just asked you to interview because I knew he said you're really into anime. He didn't really tell me that you made music or anything. I was just like,
Oh,
dude's really into
wow.
anime. That's why I wanted to talk to you about, bro.
Oh, hell yeah,
And
dude.
so then I asked you. So then right before we did all this, like an hour ago, I was like, oh, he does music. Let me check out his music. And it's so in my lane, bro. Bro, I love it. I'm gonna be me and my girl are gonna be driving to the gym in the morning. That is my shit right now.
Hell yeah.
That White Room song, I'm gonna listen to a lot. Like your plays are gonna go up for me. You're gonna notice
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate that. Obviously, we have a similar style in music. Definitely.
Yeah, man. What do you say your influence is, man?
I mean, it goes a lot of different ways, but if I was to break it down, what I usually tell people is Memphis sound, 3-6 Mafia, that kind of stuff. But then it also goes over to Taking Back Sunday and The Used and Brand New and stuff like that. So
I feel you. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's a great description. But a lot of other artists I would say are parallel that I listen to right now, Garden, Soft Heart, Gucci High Waters.
Oh yeah,
You know
I
what
like
I'm
Gucci.
saying?
Gucci High Waters is fire. Yeah,
Dude,
he's
Gucci
super
High
fire.
Waters is great. Uh Lil Louis. I mean, there's a few others that. Do you like some of the more poppier ones too? I like
Oh
some
yeah, of
some of the
course.
poppier shit every now and then.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, RP Peep, definitely.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean,
Of
day
course.
one, dude. I was like Peep fan. Like people used to make fun of me for being a Peep fan.
Crazy.
You know what I mean? Like it's
Crazy
crazy,
as
and then
fuck.
all of a sudden, legend forever. I'm like, shit. Okay.
Yeah,
All
okay. Like,
right.
thanks you guys.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Right. Yeah. So when did you start did you start making music or watching anime first?
Oh, definitely watching anime. I mean, that comes from when I was really young. But yeah, so a lot of like you said, Sloppy introduced you to me. And the first day I ever met him, well, it was like the next day. So I met him like at a show after a show one night, and the next day we were watching Escaflowne on DVD. We
Oh,
immediately,
nice.
yeah, we clicked up over anime, and he had different DVDs and stuff. So we just like went to his crib and started watching hella anime, and then we were best friends after that. So like you already know like how
Oh
this like
yeah.
brings people together. So
Oh yeah, dude. Always, always. I always like by the end of the episode, like I like always have a new person that I'm just like texting back and forth with about like, did you see the new episode of Doctor Stone this week? Holy shit! Like,
yeah. And yeah, exactly. Like you were
so
saying, all walks of life. So yeah.
right, man. It's crazy. Like it's I'm talking to a guy right now. He's an active Marine. I want to get on here. Like I'm like that guy probably has a whole entire different take on like what he likes about the same like shows that we enjoy. You know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And I agree. Yeah, that's probably true.
Right, I'd
Definitely.
like to get like a jujitsu instructor that like is super into fight certain show in an anime. That'd be kind of cool to have.
Yeah, definitely.
But where did you start with anime then?
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, this is kind of a long
You go
story. So,
all the way back. That's what we're here for, man.
all right, so it's gonna sound kind of weird because to most people this is not technically an anime, but I'm a little bit older. I'm not gonna say my age, you feel me? But
I'm 26, bro. I'm a little older. I feel you.
yeah, I'm a little bit older. So what I was gonna say is,
Okay.
yeah, what I was gonna say is the first movie that I saw that was technically an anime, but it really doesn't look like it was this movie called Little Nemo, Adventures in Slumberland, and it was made by
What?
yeah, it's
Yeah, I haven't
yeah,
heard
it's
of that
called
one.
right, and it's based off a comic from like the 1800s, but actually Studio Ghibli had they have a pilot for the movie. They were gonna be the ones that actually made this movie before it came out in like 1991. Weird
Oh wow.
shit. Yeah, so I'm not gonna, I'm already kind of showing my age. Anyways, it got made by this it got made by this group called Tokyo Animation Company, and the style isn't very like anime. So that was like my
Right.
first thing. I was like 3 years old watching this, so I was like a little
Okay.
kid. You know
Okay.
what I mean? And I was obsessed with it, and then
But like, who put you on to that at 3? Like, was your dad? Was it like, did
I have no idea. We just
did
had this
you?
VHS and I was obsessed with
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, I
All
still
right.
have it as a
Cool.
matter
Cool.
of fact, yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so
Nice.
then
That
after
just
that
goes
though,
to show how much anime like means to you if you know keep those things. I know, like man, like those few things that you do keep, those physical things you do keep like that.
yeah,
Yeah, that just
sentimental
shows like how.
as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, that and I'm
Um
probably just a pack rat a little bit, but.
I like your setup though. You got a good setup for everything. Nature
Oh,
vibes,
thanks,
lights, the wood grain. I see
bro.
you.
Everyone always does that, and I'm like, yeah, but like, that's my fiance's half of the like office area. My half is like laundry and a gross desk, and like, it's not cool. It's
Yeah,
not cool,
we using it to our advantage, bro.
right? I'm like, you know
Like,
what? Your shit looks real pretty. I don't know how to
yeah,
use that.
it does, dude. It looks good. It gives a lot of
Thanks,
vibes.
thanks, man. So. From there, did you start with any series though as a kid? Did you start with Pokemon? I mean, we're
Po
almost around the same age, so
yeah,
I'm guessing.
Pokemon came along, but what there was in between there was
Oh, ooh.
Sci-Fi Channel had Japanimation Saturdays. It was a thing.
Okay, no one's told me about this one yet. Lay it on
Right.
me.
Look
What's
look it
this?
up. Look it up because they still have
I'm
the
gonna,
commercials.
bro. I'm gonna.
Yeah, they still have the commercials on YouTube, and they had like Pat Labber. They had uh Aria. There was like a ton. Akira even was on there. You
Oh,
know.
okay.
So I was
Okay.
like 7 years old by this point. So yeah, Pokemon might have been around, but I know that when I saw that stuff, I was like, it was like the more like violent, crazy shit. So I was
Right.
on it.
Did you happen upon that on the TV like yourself, like, or did
Yeah.
anyone put you onto it? Okay.
No,
All right.
yeah. It just
Self-indulged.
yep,
Yeah.
Japanimation Saturdays, dude. It's weird. They called it
Nice.
they called it Japanimation.
That's great. That's it's it's a word. It's like extending a word and making it redundant within it. Like
It's
it's like
redundant as
repeating
hell.
a world, like repeating a word within itself. It's
Yeah.
so weird.
Yeah, it's redundant. That's like perfect word. It's because I mean, yeah,
That's
obviously anime
funny.
it comes from
But hey,
Japan.
props to sci-fi for putting them onto that. I was just talking
Yeah,
to my
random.
stepdad about my podcast, and he was like, "Oh, I watched a few anime," and he mentioned Akira and stuff, and I asked him how he knew about it, and he said a friend put on showed him on TV once, but he didn't tell me it was sci-fi, but it must have obviously been sci-fi.
Dude, and it
He's a
probably
super
was.
nerd, so it makes sense. He's like a super like sci-fi Star Wars
Yeah,
like Star Trek.
yeah,
So it was just cool. I know I had shared that with him. That's cool. I want to check out more of the old school animes that he's into. And Sloppy was telling me about a lot, and I'm sure you could probably recommend quite a few good
yeah,
ones if
and
I tell
that's
you.
where right, and that's where like I still watch anime all the time. I just don't really like peep a lot of new stuff. Like we were talking
Oh,
about,
really?
yeah, we were talking about what was it? What was the one we were talking about? Uh, s- oh, Wonderland. What's it called?
Oh,
Uh, Neverland. Yeah, Promise
Promise
Neverland.
Neverland. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and that's newer. So I mean,
That's a
there's
new
some
one
things
I
I
need
get
to
into.
watch. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, real quick, closer to the beginning of this, so you have a new song dropping, and is it called Caps? Is that like or is that just like the title name you sent, or?
oh yeah, that's just what I sent. So it's called No Strings Attached.
Oh, okay. Way better
Yeah,
title. Way better title.
yeah.
Okay. So.
Yeah, you can kind of hear it in the hook. No strings attached.
Yeah,
But
no, no, no. It's good. No, I really like the hook, and I like that. That one's all you, right? That hook, you.
yeah, I produced it, everything. Yeah,
Wow, man, that's all. Oh, so did you make the beat and every? That's so cool, man.
yep. And
That's
then there's
awesome.
like the little anime bridge. That was from
That's what I
what
was
is the
about
name
to
of
ask. That was my
yeah, what is
question.
the name of that show? It's
It fits so good, so well. It reminded me. You know what? It reminded me. One of my favorite. It remind the way you did it reminded me of the way Xavier Wolf does it.
exactly
You know
big
what I'm talking
influence. Huge influence, yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, I mean, you said 3-6, so I knew you had to be on to Xavier Wolf,
Right?
bro.
Yeah, shout out Xavier because he's from
Legend.
Memphis. I'm pretty sure he
The
is. Yeah.
legend,
Fucking
bro. And
legend for sure.
dude, you a big fan of it? Like, cause
Big fan.
he's such a, if you hip to him and you hip to anime, you know, like all the shit he's referencing. Like,
Yeah.
he always talks about Bleach, and Bleach is one of the first like animes I got really into.
And
So,
then on top of that, they're sampling Resident Evil games. They're sampling Final Fantasy 7. It's all the same stuff that I'm
oh,
just so into, bro. Like, so
yeah,
yeah,
okay.
huge fan for those reasons. Really, like honestly.
There's this one that he samples a lot, and like in the song Akina Speedstar, and I don't know that
Oh yeah,
anime, but that
yeah,
I pull up with no hood attached and the backwood lit, bro, that song.
yeah. He's lit. But yeah,
That
big
oh,
influence.
baby.
All those type of
Yeah,
things.
you can hear it in your music, man. I fuck
Yeah.
with it, but it's it's so well produced. I was really not. I'm not trying to be mean. I
No,
didn't
yeah.
expect that going in. There was 3 songs. I was like,
Yep,
I
only
didn't
three
even know that
songs.
he did music before we did this before I was ready to do this interview. And there's
Yeah.
3 songs. So it's like,
And I should have known, bro, because
okay.
it's very niche of if you like say for Zay, for instance, to even know like the backgrounds of these little things, like you hear it, you're like, holy shit, I know what this is, or I know what he's talking about. It's very niche. Like a lot of people don't know that. And it probably got a lot of people into anime, kids that just had no fucking clue.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Uh my girl, well, or the vice versa. People that are into those animes, I have gotten into Xavier Wolf because of that.
Oh yeah, okay.
And other things like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like if people are into Bleach, I've been like, but dude, I mean, he talks about it for like whole verse right here, like this.
Right, yeah. And I mean, as far as like putting it,
It's
incorporating it into the music, you know, it makes it very like deep between us. So now
oh
like
yeah,
yeah, so now me and you have like this connection because it's like, oh,
it
we know what
says. Yeah, it
yeah,
says not only the dialogue can be meaningful to the song and like what the song is already saying or the feel the song already had, but within that, you're also showing the fans like or listeners like another thing like multiple layers of like you through the song by just adding in like little samples like that. Like
exactly.
it
And it,
shows like a little bit of your time, it shows a little bit like what he must have like and if it's like a weird one, an offbeat one, then it really should like it can show like I don't know. I feel like people that like dudes that watched Donnie Darko a lot in high school like are kind of similar, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Were you that guy? I'm that guy.
I mean, I really was though. Like all those kids that
Bro,
are like,
yeah, I'm that
you ever
guy.
seen Donnie Darko? And it's like if that kid if that kid said no, then it was like, oh, okay, like he doesn't know then.
Can't
He's
hang.
oh yeah, my friend's in the room with me. He knows what movie we're talking about too.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. He can hang then. He can hang.
Yeah, definitely. Like you're cool. You're cool. You're cool.
so
Set that to the side.
so so from 7 and watching sci-fi, where we go from there?
From there, at that same time, I was like getting well. Even before then, I was really big into RPGs, like basically SquareSoft stuff. So there was a game called Chrono Trigger that I got when I was like 5. No, I was like 6 years old. So this is all around that same time. All these influences and stuff. And the animator for Chrono is Kira what's his last name? Dragon Ball Z. Like it's literally
Oh, Toriyama. Yeah.
yeah, it's Toriyama. It's the same guys that did Dragon Quest.
No shit.
Yeah, so it's all these influences coming in at once, and I was just hooked on everything. Like I just wanted to live in Japan. I wanted
You
to,
just submerged in that, bro. Yeah.
yeah, crazy, like crazy as hell. And then pretty much after that, it was hard to find friends that were like into these things, but I would every now and then. And then I met this one kid. I had this game on DreamCast called Sword of the Berserk, right? There's a
Is it
Dreamcast.
like a Berserk game? Like
Is
with Berserk?
yeah, and I rented it at Blockbuster for Dreamcast. Had no idea what Berserk was at all. And my friend, he used to kind of scam
No
Shonen
wonder
Jump.
your friends was sloppy.
Yeah, exactly. My friend used to kind of scam Shonen Jump, and you would get Shonen Jump booklets weekly or monthly, and it would come with all the new series, like the next episodes and all that stuff. And what he would do is you could um, buy the VHSs, but he would just tape them, and then he would send them back and get his money back because you could do that. You could like send them back, get your money back, and he would just tape them. So we had crates full of animes just all on bootleg VHS.
That's
And
amazing.
yeah, and they came over to my house one day and I'm playing this game, sort of the Berserk, and he's like, "Yo, that's Guts, that's Berserk." And I'm like, "I don't what? Like this is just this game."
Bro,
And
wait a second. Wait a second. Set that scene because that's let's talk about. Can you just like I won't reveal your age too much. Tell me what year you think that was, because like set that scene, because that's actually like a beautiful like timepiece. I want to hear about
Right.
this. So,
I was about I think 11 or 12 years old, and he was like, "Oh, I know what this is." And he had every single episode. He had ordered every episode and taped it down to the last episode before the sacrificial scene. And so I had everything. Like I had everything in front of me. So he's like, "That's what that is." Basically, yeah. So I'm playing this game. You're fucking shit up as Guts, and then I didn't know. I just was like, "Oh, you got a big sword like Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. This is lit. Like you fucking shit up, demons, da 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 da." And he's like,
do
"That's
you
what this
know
is."
about that game though? Like, did he already know that? Okay, so that's just so cool. I just can't
Yeah,
imagine like, so like two like 11 and 12-year-old kids before like you're like able to know like video game release dates and shit, or like like
yeah, really, yeah.
it's
Basically,
word of mouth. It's word of mouth. But to be such a diehard and then
yeah. And I'm sitting there
to go
playing
over to
that.
your other friend's house.
Yeah,
It's just
and he's
like
like,
that's what
he's like,
this is.
yeah, he's like, "That's a Berserk game." He's like, "This is a Berserk game." Like I didn't even know that existed. And then we went up to his house and we sat there and watched. We sat on the couch and watched every episode of Berserk. I think it took us like 2 days, but we watched everything.
Uh,
And I was
just
hooked.
started.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What did you enjoy about Berserk the most?
It has to be like looking back, like then I guess I was just like something new and I was just hype on. I don't know. Looking back though, I know it's because of character development. Like it has such good character development and you see things like progress for these people from beginning to end. And then on top of that, sort of the Berserk is after the anime ends. So I'm like looking at all of this out of context. I have no idea what any of this shit means. You know, you are the Black
Right.
Swordsman in the game. There's no like before story. So
So is it really cool to see all that come to life and like a thing you didn't know existed? It had a whole world, a whole universe.
blew my mind. Blew my
That your
fucking mind.
best friend, that one of your best friends was already the biggest fan of. That's just a beautiful.
And then
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
he showed me Ninja Scroll. We rewatched because I only got to see Akira like one time
Sloppy
when I was
told me
younger.
about that one too.
Yeah, we got to watch he had he had so much shit on VHS. So yeah, I got to rewatch Akira and get back into all of that and we just like became obsessed. I started drawing anime and all that kind of stuff. So but
Awesome.
at that time Dragon Ball Z was already out. You know what I mean? So there was a lot of
Yeah.
kids,
So
Pokemon, Dragon Ball, people were getting into that
did
stuff.
you get on those trains, or were you more like I wanted the offbeat violent movies? Because you've already been exposed to the cool violent shit that, bro, I just watched that like 3 or 4 years ago, like Berserk. Like I just
Yeah. To be a little kid basically and seeing that, fuck yeah, it was gnarly. But yeah, I was into
Do
Dragon
you
Ball and
think
stuff.
you got some character development from that at an early age? Do you think that, like, like helped you with some
Dude.
problem solving or just resolve?
Dude,
Because
it is
especially in Berserk, they're watching them have their resolve in certain situations or being helpless in certain situations can really make you reconsider things or just, have a little bit more perception in your life.
absolutely, dude. It's the reason I am who I am. I tell people that shit all the time. I'm like Final Fantasy animes like Berserk and stuff like that. It's why like I look at my friends, like my team, like this is like, it's deeper than just like, hey, that's my best friend. Like, no, like we're like in this shit together. It's funny we've already gone this deep this early in the podcast, but it's crazy.
Bro.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Hell
yeah,
yeah. No, dude, that's awesome. That's so cool. I encourage that. That's what no one ever wants to. I don't know why, but no one wants to talk about how much they love geeking out about And bro, that's my favorite thing. Having
Yeah,
someone
me too.
to geek out about this shit with is the best. There's
Genuinely puts a
nothing
smile on my
better.
face, dude.
There's nothing better than watching something with your friend for the first time, and then like have you ever watched a show that was currently airing with a friend, and then like watched a new episode with them, like something
Right.
like Dragon Ball or.
Right, yeah, like shit, a lot of stuff, even Breaking Bad. I mean, series in general, yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, exactly. That was one of the inspirations I had. I saw that there was so many individual podcasts that popped up and just on Game of Thrones reaction on the last season,
What? I bet you
celebrities started making additional like podcast series, like Andrew Schultz and people like comedians like that
what?
started
Andrew
making
Schultz has a
additional.
Game of Thrones podcast?
Dude, when it he for yeah, and they were like 2 hours long of him like
Yeah,
basically trying to hate on Game of Thrones, but and it was episode by episode for the last season. It was pretty intense. I
that
listened to
is,
each
yeah.
of them because I was trying to find just regular any Game of Thrones like review whenever that
Yeah.
was happening, and I was like, oh shit, because I mostly listen to comedians podcasts in general. That was like what
Same.
kind of
Yeah.
yeah, what kind do what do you listen to?
Oh, I mean, Joey Diaz, Joe
Whoa,
Rogan,
whoa, 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 right there. You
Targ,
start with Joey Diaz before Joey Rogan. I know
yeah.
you a real motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah. What's he be saying, like a doctor?
Like a doctor.
Tiger Belly. It's dope, man. I love
Bro, Tiger
this new
Belly, all of them.
yeah, I love
Yeah.
this new wave of podcasts, man. Like it's became like it watching those is making this easier for me. It's like they gave me a format to go on podcasts forever, bro. You
Hey,
know?
bro, that's we okay, but you don't understand. We watch some same animes. We listen to the same music, but we also listen to the same podcasts
That's how
because
I know,
those
bro.
are. But those are but you said Tiger Belly too. That's an even real deeper cut. That's a deeper cut, bro. Not many, not no disrespect to Bobby, the great slept king, but
It's
but
like
but like but so do you, wait, you know who your voice reminds me of though? It's not as deep as, but do you know Dan Soder? He was just on Joey Diaz
Oh,
this
Dan,
week.
nah.
He's
I'm probably if I saw his face, I probably would.
He's him and Big J Okerson do
Okay.
a podcast in New York. It's actually on Sirius XM, but you can listen to it on YouTube. It's called The Bonfire, and it's 4 days a week, and it's like an hour and a half every day, and they
Really?
are, bro. But I like it is. I look forward to it. It gets me through my day every single fucking
Yeah,
day.
I'd
Like.
I'd like to check it out then, definitely. Like I'm sure there's on top of the things that we relate to, so much to recommend.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we
dude.
have
Oh,
to,
yeah, dude.
yeah.
I only want to start. I only want to get down that because I could just like record. Like we could go back and forth with fucking podcasts.
H3H3?
Oh, yes, yes. You honestly like when we started this up, I'm gonna cut and put it up here again, and I swear it remind me like, and just the way the angle of your camera and everything, and the way you said it, it was like, oh shit, that was. I wonder if you would get that reference if I made a joke about that right there. Like I almost did.
About H3H3?
No, when you said honestly,
Oh
you
yeah.
said it in the beginning about something, and I
Yeah.
was like, and just
Dan.
like the way everything looks,
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. I'm a big
Oh
fan of
shit.
all that stuff, man. It is cool, like, cause it's weird, cause a lot of people, I'm sure you hang around people that really we might not be able to like talk about those things and really get it, but like
Dude,
it's crazy just to know, like,
your mom's house?
your mom's house, fucking Tom Segura is the man. That shit is genius. The shit, the shit he did to
Bro.
Burt Kirshner, recently is fucking great, dude. It's fucking great.
Oh, that fat fuck.
Yeah. I mean, dude, you should. I mean, I already know you'll get there eventually. Sound bites. I mean, having like sessions, like
Oh man, I really need them, bro. I really need them. Uh, Tom, Tom and Christina, are two of my favorites. By the way, Joey Diaz. Just because you said him live, and I wanted to mention this, uh, or since you said him first, I wanted to mention this. I seen him live in a small comedy club,
what?
and like a year and a half ago, and I was sore for 2 days. Bro,
Right.
I just and you know it's so crazy because like my girlfriend's the type of girl like she's just like the if it's like crude and like not very clever, she probably won't laugh. She won't be like, "Ugh, that's gross," but she's probably just not. It's not gonna make her like.
Yeah.
But when you're in an infectious like just like feel of that in the crowd, bro, I mean, everybody was just crying, and
And I mean,
I've
yeah.
seen Christina P there too, and
Really, yeah. It was like a comedy club type thing.
yeah, it's a Helium Comedy Club.
Cool. Hell yeah. I've
Yeah,
never
the
gone to
St.
something
Louis.
like that.
Yeah, where are you based out of? Just like state-wise.
Raleigh, North Carolina.
North Carolina. Okay,
Yep.
I'm in.
That's where I met Sloppy at. So anytime we passed through St. Louis was because we were
Uh,
driving from here to Colorado.
okay. All right. Yep, that makes sense. That
Yep.
makes.
Yep.
Damn, man. Oh, if only I had been doing this earlier,
Right, dude. We would have been right there.
bro. Yeah.
A couple of times, honestly, in the last 3 years.
The last 3 years was the last 3 years I lived. Were the 3 years I lived in the city of St.
In
Louis.
St. Louis. Oh, and dude, we don't have to go. We don't have to go down that path. But that's a city that I don't really, unless I was coming to see you, I don't want to visit. I'm good.
Oh, bro, come on. I mean, can you do you want to share the story or are you good? It was
Um,
funny.
that all right. That maybe I can't. But there's a story that comes like as we were passing through there. So that night we stopped off at a rest stop. We might have been in Kansas by then, but I'm not sure. Once you get towards like Kansas City and all that stuff, in between St. Louis, Kansas City, you have country all the fuck around you.
Hey, bro. Hey, shh. That's where I had to move to, bro. I'm in the middle of that motherfucking shit,
Yeah,
bro.
it is, bro. And I've been there, and I can vouch for you right now because I've seen it. But we stopped
You're
off at
like,
a
what? You're like, do these people really exist? Are they NPCs in a video game? And
dude.
I'm just like
What
walking to
the
and I'm
fuck
like,
that you just said that? What the fuck? Because that is the same thing we said. Like, oh,
what?
that person just spawned like 5 seconds ago. Like
New
that
people
person.
appear at work, and I'm like, there's only like so many of us. There's only like 40 of us. How is there a new person? And it's
Yeah,
just like,
bro. They definitely spawned like yesterday.
yeah. And he just like mindlessly goes about his thing. Dude, I work in a factory on we're either on 10-hour shifts or 3 12 and a 6. So
God damn.
long shifts, right?
Yeah.
It's a plastic bag factory and right, no, that it literally sounds like that like Tom Green movie, like work at the cheese sandwich factory, like
Yeah. But that's
uh,
crazy though. You don't hear about that. I mean, that's
bro,
one you
but
don't hear about all the
listen,
time.
you can't the way that it really feels like they're NPCs is that they don't allow any music in here and the machines are loud and you have to wear earplugs, but you can't wear headphones.
Oh, and that drives your ass crazy. You're like, I
Well,
already got
okay,
it
you
in
see
my
this,
fucking ear. Like,
bro. Okay, so I got these. I bought my girl the AirPods and I buy the knockoffs. Know what I mean? You know,
hold
like
on, I'm just
wireless
looking close.
headphones,
Hold them up one more time.
wireless little like headphones, right?
Yeah,
Right,
those
and
are
I put
indiscreet as hell though.
right. But look, I put them in here and I do this, and then I was fine. And then let's go back to anime.
Yeah,
Besides
yeah.
talking about living
Right, yeah,
fucking no.
yeah.
All right. So Where did we last have anime? We were just talking about.
When I was probably like with the Berserk and stuff like that. So it
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
yeah,
That was such a story. Yeah, yeah.
it was a big flood of like all kinds of new shit for being so young and already having like such a love for Japan. I used to like wish I lived in a place I could hear the cicadas. You know what I mean? Like and hear the water, the wooden like
Oh,
what is it? You know what I'm talking about? Like
hey,
yeah.
yeah, bro. Growing up pro bike, yeah, I just had the metal of the tin trailer roof. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But not the same ambiance.
Yeah,
No.
nah. Well, mentally we were there. We were there. We treated it
Right,
the same,
right,
dude.
right.
Like, no, that's not bamboo. My grass just hasn't been cut in like 4 months.
Oh, I never considered it till you said that, but like definitely have to be an element in my dream house. You know, like, can we make the roof of bamboo?
Yeah, and yeah, definitely. So after that though, I mean, it was just really like a lot of years of me trying to put people onto these things. And it's crazy because it didn't happen till later. And I'm putting these kids that are like 22, 23 years old right now, which this was like kind of, they were like 21 at the time, but I'm putting them onto to Berserk. And these are like hood kids. They don't watch anime, but they're like, this shit is raw as fuck. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of that throughout my lifetime. I picked up on a couple different ones, you know, but for the
Right.
most part, I'm more like an old school anime guy. Like that's just showing my age, I guess. But yeah,
No,
um,
it doesn't because I can't pinpoint your age, so don't worry, you're fine.
it's because the way I fucking look, dude. I don't look like I'm
Yeah.
as old as I. All right, I'll just
Right.
say it. I'm 30. I'm 30.
You're
So
30? Okay.
yeah,
All right.
that timeline, if you can kind of grasp that, like. But yeah, certain things that came out and certain times like blew my mind. Like by the time I was 14, I got my first Miyazaki film, which was Spirited Away. And do you remember Suncoast video games or Suncoast whatever it was? It was like Suncoast video games and DVDs.
I'm not sure. I'm not
It
sure.
it might not have reached all the way to St. Louis, but in the malls here in North Carolina, there was a store that was called Suncoast, and they had
Yeah. Uh,
yeah, yeah, they had underground fucking animes, like just shit you just wouldn't know of, like Escaflowne, the movie, or Jinro. I don't know if you ever heard of that, the Wolf Brigade. Um
No, I haven't heard of that one.
yeah,
No.
there's a lot of stuff that like I just happened to fall upon, and some of that was Miyazaki. The first one I got was Spirited Away on VHS. I still have it. It came in like the thick
Hell
cases, like the
yeah.
Disney cases.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. What did you enjoy about that one initially then? How old do you think you were?
I was probably 14, and at that point I had already played Kingdom Hearts and stuff like that. So in
Oh,
Final
so
yeah, out of Final Fantasy,
sold.
yeah, and all these like, magical worlds and stuff where you just get enveloped into these things like off of characters and like the smallest shit, if you're really like into that stuff, by the time you're watching what's your name from Spirited Away cross that bridge, you're like
You're there.
yeah, you're in there. There's nothing that
You're
can
there.
yeah. So it's crazy.
Universe building is a really like key element that I like.
Yeah.
That'll make or break an anime for me in a lot of ways.
Right, and maybe I'm older, but I feel like that about like a lot of the and bruh, trust me, I know that if this gets big enough, I will get the hate because there's so many people that love this shit, but like the kawaii stuff and the schoolgirl outfit stuff, it was
Bro,
all
slice of life animes.
yeah, exactly.
Yes.
It was all
Ah,
relationship building, and it's kind of like a soap opera as an
yeah.
anime. And I never could like tap in with that because it wasn't necessarily about violence and like people fucking shit up, but there was always that like bit of just like this like end like these kids were the one in this anime. Whoever that character was, they were the one, like Neo, you know. And shout out
Right,
to
right, right.
right, like, and shout out to the Animatrix too, because one of my favorites.
Hey, okay. Yeah, my
Yeah,
my my stepdad was super into Matrix when I was growing up, so I did know about that one.
right, yeah. So it's like that, and then you see these characters that like they have their character progression to become like this big thing. It always struck me like completely fucked me up every time.
You just really like to see like people like go through their own thing and have their resolve.
The resolve, the all, everything. Yeah, like you were saying before. But yeah, I mean, bruh. Then after Spirited Away, I don't remember how I saw it, but it was on DVD. I saw Princess Mononoke. Fucked me up
Oh,
forever because I realized it was the same director because the
that one's
animation was
so
the
deep,
same.
man. That one is by far that one really like you don't watch that one and not think.
Yeah, like Perfect Blue and Akira, you can notice the similarities in the animation, but I wasn't doing my research enough to know like, oh, this is this guy and this is this guy. Like I just saw it, you know? So it's like, you know, I'd see these things and I'm like, this looks so familiar. But Miyazaki's one of those ones where it's like undeniable. Like you see a Miyazaki movie and you know what you're looking at once you've seen like one or two of them. So
Right.
yeah, so then I saw Princess Mononoke, and yeah, that fucked me up because that was like, you know, that style, the watercolor, the real animation mixed with all the extra
Right.
shit, and it blew me away. Yeah, so I was fucked after that. I was immediately like searching everything Miyazaki after that.
Nice. So you always so yours were more. It seems to be more movies, more of the watch it in one go movies. Am I
Yeah,
wrong?
I agree, and I think that as far as series, it's, you know, other than Dragon Ball Z, even then, you know, you go from Dragon Ball Z and you tap into Dragon Ball and you start really seeing what's going on, like the character development. So yeah, I mean, there's certain things like that with movies that I was more into, but definitely with series, I picked up on like I can't think of one off the top of the head right now that I if you gave if through this conversation, I'll think of one. I promise. Um, at least one
That's
because
crazy.
I have these on VHS. Like this is oh, Lotus War. Lotus War is on VHS. Like Japanese, there's no subtitles, you know, and I was and this is like throwback, you know. So it
Yeah, dude, I like that it's that it's not even the regular like VHS case, it's that like thick black one.
yeah, it's like a blockbuster case.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so at that point, let's see, I was like Miyazaki, I was like 14. And at that time, Furikuri came out. FLCO came out around that time. And
Yeah.
that shit fucked me up. Like, you know, at that point, Toonami and Adult Swim, oh, that's where I gotta go back. I gotta go backwards
All
now.
good. All good.
12 years old, Cowboy Bebop hit Adult Swim.
Mm,
Saw
hell
it from
yeah.
the first airing. The first episode
Were
where
we
they
like ready for it or did you just happen
fuck
upon
no.
it?
Fuck no. And let me ask you, are you a Cowboy Bebop fan?
Yes, yes. I
Okay.
watched it too.
What what episode of Cowboy Bebop like struck you? Like if you could think of like something that happened to him that just sticks out in your mind.
I don't know. Can you go first? I'd like to think.
Okay, all right. For
Uh,
me, of course I saw it from the first episode. You remember where they have the blood vials and the dude puts it in his eye and he like gets
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
yeah. That's like the first episode. So from there I was hooked. But then the episode where he fights like the mimic looking dude. What's his name? The um it's like episode 23 or 22. But he's like the big.
Damn, bro, you that it okay. I have watched it once through, and I am I'm a fan, but I would not say I'm a.
Oh
I
no,
want to
Pierre.
clarify. I'm not your level of fan, bro. You're like episode 22, such and such. I'm like, oh no,
Yeah,
no, no. I
no,
have
no, but
not.
the Pierre episode with the big fat guy that like kicks his ass in the beginning, and then they
Yeah,
go to
yeah,
the
yeah.
theme park. That one, I literally was like 13 years old and I cried, bro. Like I was crying watching that. I don't know what it was. It struck a nerve though. Like I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
So
So just
so
seeing him
yeah,
get beat down like that, and
it was just crazy. It was like just I can't explain it, but I don't know. That's where anime, and I can't understand Japanese people because they have struck a nerve in my whole life. And these dudes just wrote this in a studio somewhere, like Berserk. Like he probably wrote that in his bedroom. How the
right,
fuck?
he's not
How the
some crazy adventurer that just like goes out and
yeah?
climbs mountains and
It's all in his head. His imagination fucked me up that bad, dude.
oh yeah, I would love to talk to somebody that writes an anime because like the story for one because like that has to be a crazy process and just I mean within writing books or making movies or anything like that just like going back again to the universe building man that's such a complex and intricate thing and you can make it abrupt and you can make a series where everyone are like that universe is already existing or you can make it a series where it's like
I
or a
have no
movie
idea.
where it's
I
like
have no idea how they've like structured that and put their time into that to like to convey the feelings they what like are they even that's not a human to me. That person is not human. There's no
right
way.
right
Yeah, like
I mean I was growing up a huge diehard Harry Potter fan growing up and to
right.
this day and like I think from that is I don't know but before that even I liked Pokemon and everything growing up I really like are
Oh, uh,
unbelievable
we cut out for a second. What did you say?
all good I like I just like I like the I but it's never it's not a constant thing it's not like a certain theme of worlds I like of like universes I like but that really is like the make or breaking point for me. Like, have you watched? So you don't watch any series, right? Like any current series?
Um Not at the time, not really. Like I've skipped Game of Thrones, I skipped Vikings. I've watched pieces of them, but
What about any anime series though? Like that is current.
I thought you meant like yeah.
Either or.
The most recent, like I was telling you, was Promise Neverland, which blew my fucking mind again. I read the whole manga. The series ends before the anime even is about to get good. So it's like
Oh right.
yeah, I cannot spoil shit for you, but I'm just saying it's like it starts off like almost the way I would explain it is like those, schoolgirl dress animes, and then it goes so left that I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm fucking hooked." Like,
Oh, can you? All right, but give me a little bit. Tell me a little bit about the. Spoil a little bit just to entice me, but not like too. You know.
okay, let me think of like a summary. All right, so it's kids that live at an orphanage that have to leave when they're 12. Everybody gets adopted when they're 12 years old. Everybody does. And there's this little group of four kids that are smart enough to see what the fuck is going on and they figure everything out. And from there, it goes so left, dude. Like, it's insane. Like, I had to read the whole manga after that. And I was like, and it looks like in the beginning, there's not going to be action and all this cool shit, but it goes there. Like, it completely goes there. Demons and all type of shit. It goes so
Okay.
left, dude. It goes so left.
Okay. Are
Which
they
you'll
like
figure
the
out
kids
about.
that didn't get adopted, or is that like the thing, or no?
No, because
Okay, okay, okay.
everybody gets adopted when they're 12.
Oh
Quotations.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit. There's a few that don't, and then or they're just gassing them. Oh my god. I want
Yeah.
to know, bro. Oh god,
Yeah.
that's
So there's
that's
like a
a.
time limit. You're waiting till you're 12 years
Is it
old.
an adult anime? Is it is it like mature anime? Okay, cool,
Yes,
cool.
definitely, definitely. And I guess I grew up off of that. I remember getting this one DVD from Suncoast when I was young, and my mom had no fucking clue. I was like 13, and it was called it wasn't. It was like kind of like Ninja Scroll, but it was called like Sword of something, and there was like a whole lesbian scene. It was like porn in there, like straight porn. And I'm like,
Hey.
what? You know, there's like demons, fucking bitches and shit. I'm like, what in the fuck is going on, dude? You know what I'm
Your
saying?
mom is like, I didn't mean to inadvertently get him pre-instilled on hentai at
On
this.
hentai,
He's too
yeah.
impressionable. This is the perfect age. Turn it off.
But bro, the thing about hentai was it was a joke to us when we were young. We watched
Me
hentai, but
too.
it
It's
was
weird.
funny as fuck, dude. Hentai was so funny. All right, I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours, dude. Fucking my first hentai experience was a collaboration hentai of all animes. So it was like Goku fucking Sailor Moon with like Gundams and shit in the background. It was so funny, bro. And like they're like fucking girls and they go Super Saiyan and like kill her on accident and shit like that. Like it was hilarious to us, bro. Like
Oh,
it was
that's
awesome.
great.
Maybe
That's great.
your hentai maybe came from the internet, but this was like off of LimeWire. We downloaded this off LimeWire.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
Fucking hilarious to
Nice.
us though. Like, I mean, I'm sure my little friends were like beating their meat to it, but when we were all together watching it, we were just laughing at it, like, oh my god, like, you know. But you got to think back
Right.
then, as far as the internet, nobody like it wasn't the same like now. Like you didn't see that anywhere. You never would see
Right.
Goku or
No.
Vegeta like
No.
fucking a girl, you know what I'm saying? And then
Right.
going Super
Right.
Saiyan and accidentally killing her because his boner got too big. Like, so yeah, all that was when I
Oh,
was really
that's
young. I was super young.
yeah.
All that shit.
Right. You can
And
tell.
yeah,
Got you. I got
and
you.
and later on though, yeah, I just picked up on different things. But still those things that I like found when I was younger, um FLCO even, man. There was a lot through Adult Swim that like I was blown the fuck away by. Like we started listening to the music, we bought the CDs so we could hear the soundtracks all the time. Like it was like that, bro. Like so influential to our lives.
Hell yeah. Hell
Yeah.
yeah, that's awesome, man. I can really I definitely listen to a lot of anime. I have a playlist on my on my YouTube
I
of
have a playlist
just
too,
anime
bro.
theme songs that I like
Bro,
to jam out
what?
to.
Hold on, hold on. Let me go on my YouTube real quick. What is your anime playlist called? Because I think mine might just be called anime playlist. No, let me not go onto it and look, but I think it is just called like anime OSTs. That's what it is.
Oh, mine says anime openings. It just says anime openings, I'm pretty sure.
Fuck
And it's
yeah.
dude, I oh, another one I just added to it. I just got into the series. Have you ever watched Tokyo Ghoul?
Hell yeah. Tokyo Ghoul is so good, bro.
Okay.
But I don't know the music that
I
well. I don't you like throw me
the
some shit,
first
bro.
song,
Cause you'll fuck
dude,
around and get me to sample it, and then the next thing you'll hear is like you'll hear like Tokyo Ghoul Sad Boy Traps or Tokyo Ghoul Champloo Sloppy. Like,
Oh, I will send it, bro. I'm gonna put, yeah, yeah, dude. That song is one of the best opening songs I've heard in a minute. I was really hyped. Okay, so I've never watched it. This is my first time through. I just got to season 2, like episode 3. Season 2 is a completely different pace than season 1. I'm a little weirded out
exactly.
right now.
That's where I about made it because I quit watching it really after that. I never finished the whole
That
series.
first season was so fucking hype, bro.
Yeah, dude, it's
I
so
was
good.
like, oh, the
And
Kagami's
I'm
like,
bad. Yeah, I'm bad about that because of like same with Naruto. Like I've watched them through and through, Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, but
brother.
yeah, but I didn't I didn't pay attention enough to know every character's name and know like
Right.
everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's weird like that. Same thing with Bleach, you know?
Oh,
Like I
Bleach. See, I didn't grow up watching anime. I didn't start watching anime. Well, I grew up with Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh, and Digimon, but like I didn't watch Dragon Ball until I
Digital
started.
monsters.
Oh, bro, Digimon is actually Digimon kind of changed me in a little bit because I Digimon was like the offset one that like not everybody was watching when I was a kid, and I really liked that it was my thing. And
It was
then
on
the
Fox.
movie,
Like,
yeah, but it was like the one that nobody, no, not everybody was fucking with. And I'm always like, I kind of like the thing everyone doesn't fuck with. I kind of like having my own thing.
yeah. It seems like
And
you were like that early enough that you might not have understood that concept at the time, but that's like what caught you is that,
oh
you
yeah,
know,
no, exactly. No, as a kid, I was completely oblivious and innocent. I was very, very, yeah. And but I remember going to see the movie, the Digimon, the first movie in
okay.
theaters.
And listen, everybody's got to understand the flex of Digimon the movie because the animation for one, from going from the show to the movie to see that animation and then it gets so intense off of the first 20 minutes. It gets
Bro,
so intense. It's just like, what the
like,
fuck?
how is there a whole nother like movie like within this? Like, you just did a whole storyline right there, and it was so intense, and I felt for all that, and now that's basically over, and we're doing this other story, and then it ties into the other storyline, and you're like, Jesus Christ! And you're like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
kid, and you're going on this ride, and you're like, but it's like Digimon, so it's like within context you can understand, but like
I even like the
I don't know.
movies
It made
after
me
that.
feel alive. That movie made me feel alive as a kid. But the thing that really impacted me from that movie is that soundtrack had full songs like ska,
It had,
and I had never heard ska.
oh, that was the first time
And
hearing ska.
oh, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I feel like it awokened the like stoner I was meant to grow up to be.
Yeah, dude. Honestly though, that's a big thing about it. There's kind of a punk song as the outro to Berserk. It's like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's kind of indie punk. Like that's crazy though because it's stuff that like for one that wasn't mainstream as a ska or punk or whatever it was. It wasn't usually mainstream like but then you catch on to that and you're like holy shit, bro. Like yeah.
Bro, you know what song was on the fucking Digimon soundtrack that like I like just because we said that, I'm gonna listen to it 3 times after we finish this podcast, just because I'm gonna mention it right now. I listened to it so much, bro, that Bare Naked Ladies song.
Oh, dude, that's right. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Bro. And then they play it twice. They play it during the movie, then they play it during the credits, and they have like that big like puppy dog like monster thing like
Oh
swinging
yeah.
to it and shit. And like and and as a kid, I swear the only part I understood was like the Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick and your brain starts
Bro,
itching.
yeah, yeah. But think about it. Think about it. These Japanese dudes were making this, and they were like, "Oh, this shit is so lit, dude!
Or
Like,
they're
this,
like this
shit-
slaps.
this whole shit, everything slap. Every single little aspect of this shit slap. Like, we know we're gonna get it. We know we're gonna get them, bro.
Bro, I just imagine like like I hate to be stereotypical and all, but I just imagine in that time like in a suit is what I imagine too. There's a
Oh, they
small
were.
Asian man
They
with
definitely were.
glasses, right? A small
They
Asian man
weren't
with glasses,
otaku. They weren't
and
otaku. They
he
were being dead serious. Like,
he just had another friend like right here, and they're just like to fucking bare naked ladies, bro, in the office in the fucking 90s.
fucking lit. Oh, I'm lit. Yeah.
Talk about the turn of the century, man. That was
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
a
you can see
merging
it.
of cultures, man.
Yeah, you can see it, dude. I just got chills. Like, I have chills right now. Like, it's crazy. And
I feel
honest
you.
and honestly, that stuff is such a big influence on making music or any ideas, really. Like, it comes from those things. I don't know who those people are, not all of them, and I've never met them and probably never will, but holy shit, who are y'all? It's
But
like
heroes, the
yeah,
unsung heroes of my childhood.
yeah, it's like Hideo Kojima. You feel me? Like, who, like, it's like, what in the fuck, dude? The guy that made Metal Gear. I don't know if I'm being.
I didn't know if I knew. Yeah, I didn't know that one. Sorry, I'm a nod and.
Yeah, Kojima made Metal Gear. He just made Death Stranding. Like, but
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah, those type of people, you're like, where, how? They're still doing it. Berserk is still a running manga.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
what the hell, dude?
Dude,
I don't know. I
and
have no
I
idea.
love that the universes can just keep going on. I love that the ones that do it right, at least, it's a beautiful thing. The ones that do it right. Some, I don't know, man. I was talking with a friend recently about this. Sorry, I'm plugging my laptop. Try to be responsible and cycle the battery. Know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Even when recording a podcast. But fucking I was talking to a friend. Did you watch like Super at all? Have you watched Dragon Ball Super or read any of the manga for Super at
For
all?
sure, for sure. I actually wish I read the manga because I already know that there's so much missing because it was like so long and they had to shuffle through it so quickly. Like, I already know I'm missing a lot
Homie,
just from not reading the manga.
homie. Because we are into literally everything the same.
Yeah.
I know. I just take me for granted. You're gonna like. There's a I put a few people onto it, and I on this podcast. So much so that this dude better do an episode with me eventually because, dude, I put everybody onto you, dude. He does this. But
Yo,
I never remember his name.
and I'm up
He does.
I'm up for that all day. Like, if we can like break down what both of us have not seen and then come back to each other on it, that would be good content.
Dude, I'm down. I'm down, dude, because I this is what I love about doing this, man, because I'll find so much in common with someone. But to this extent, not yet. To this extent, not yet. So this is why
You
I
swear to
agree with
God,
you.
dude. You
I
swear to God.
swear, bro, watch the episodes. The evidence is there. To this extent, no one the same podcast that we both listened to hours of, and then the same animes and the same music. No, 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 no,
Music.
no.
Yep. Yeah.
No, 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 no.
Yeah.
That other person, no. But this dude does read throughs of Dragon Ball Super manga on
Oh,
YouTube,
cool. Yeah,
and like,
I love those, dude. Like, they probably sleep on themselves and think that people don't watch them, but like, it's a big deal to have the
oh,
voicing and everything. Like, it's a big deal.
oh, dude, I mean, I read a lot growing up. I mean, I was the kid at the midnight book release for Harry Potter and everything, but I've never
Hell
been
yeah.
one to read manga. I don't know why. It's just not my thing. But when I
Right.
hear some, but the way that guy does the videos, I really, really I find it engaging, and I keep up on the Dragon Ball Super manga right now, and
Right.
they just did a teaser trailer, I think this week, for Dragon Ball Super to start back up.
What,
Uh,
like that, like the real people or the YouTube channel?
the real people.
Holy shit. I did not
Yeah,
know
yeah.
that.
Do you know anything about the new arc? I don't want to spoil things, but I want to give you some tease.
Yeah, yeah. Tease,
Oh,
tease. Yeah, definitely.
oh, okay, okay. So the new villain dude, it's revealed very, very early. He in like the first, like it's all about him. He is this dude named Moro, and he's like a giant goat, and he's like ripped, but he's like old as shit. He's like an old billy goat. He like looks like he looks like he could be a god of destruction, but he's not. He's not wearing those clothes, you know.
Right.
And his powers so far, I'm not gonna give much away. I'm not. People will
Oh, I'm
justify
I'm
it.
not I'm not big on spoilers, but we're this is going up somewhere, so
Yeah.
there's other people involved. I you could tell me everything, but yeah, I
Oh
get it.
no, no. I put up spoiler alerts whenever I do this. I'll put one up for this. Dude, he like has power that is more similar to that of Bippity and Boppity rather
Mm.
than
Oh shit.
and our favorite protagonists seem to have trouble with that.
Okay, so is he? Yeah, you're right. And so is he kind of? Because they were like good guys and bad guys at the same time, like in a sense, like the mod.
I mean, if you that's like if you consider Madara a good guy for wanting to control everyone, but like in peace, because I want him to live in peace.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Kinda. Yeah. It's. I don't want to give too much away though, but the other thing is we're like left off right now, and where it teased in the trailer. Uh, Vegeta goes to planet Yardrat to train at a point.
Okay.
And
Is there
suppose
already a manga?
yeah. There's manga
Uh,
for this all the
okay.
way.
Yeah. So you'll
This is
figure it
the
out.
latest chapter. The latest chapter is I talked about this in an episode or two ago. The latest chapter, uh, no, it's just last episode. There was teasers. Like if you follow a bunch of anime shit on Instagram and YouTube, you get like shit like spoiled, but like you try not to like pay too much into attention to it. You scroll
Right.
past it.
Yeah. Yeah. We
But
see it.
right. The headline I saw, and I know everyone knew Vegeta was playing training on Planet Yardrat, and within that, I know our boy Vegeta isn't gonna just learn instant transmission like Goku. He's not gonna just copy Goku. That's not. We don't know
Yeah.
what he could possibly learn on Planet Yardrat.
Okay.
So
It
that's
could
where
be some new
Goku.
shit.
Well, in the headline we scrolled past. This is just an enticing line that I don't even know if it's true or if it's it said that Vegeta has his own like shadow clone jutsu, basically.
Oh, what? And that's like completely new. That's brand new.
Oh, you know what? That could really change a lot of strategy and and then
Yeah.
possibilities for combo attacks or fusion or who knows what.
Who knows what? Oh my God. I didn't even think about anything you just said. The first thing I thought of is just like, Jesus
I've been
Christ.
thinking about it for like a week and a half. I'm sorry. I had a little bit longer. I'll just be sitting there at work and be like, but
Where
what
does
if
this
they?
go? Yeah. Because
But
they will. That's also off of the intuition of that comes from, knowing this universe. So like you were saying, it's universe building, but they put you in this universe and then now you like have all these different variables to go off of. It's
rules
fucking
within that
insane.
universe for what
Yeah.
can
It's
exist, right?
fucking insane, dude.
I just thought of this when you said that. You can like see me like realize this thought. The playback, I'll put it up. I was like, but you're like, yeah, the rules within this universe, and I was like, what would make it different? What would make it Dragon Ball? And I have zero context besides what I've told you. I'm 100% clear, like zero context. But some Dragon Ball shit would be every like clone that he makes is like a different personality of Vegeta.
And in that universe, yeah, I mean, but in that at the same
It's
time,
far fetched. Can you imagine how annoying that would be? Like, you
yeah,
have
but it,
cocky Vegeta, you have like sappy Vegeta, you have fun Vegeta that you have
yeah,
nervous Vegeta, the one that
he like taps
like
into different emotions and shit. Yeah.
but they all like have to work together. Kind of like, or what if they're like some Meeseeks?
Meeseeks Vegetas, holy fuck, dude. Yeah, imagine that. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Uh,
I love brainstorming
Tell me I'm
about
wrong, but nervous Vegeta would be the scariest Vegeta.
uh no. So you're thinking I when I say nervous Vegeta, I'm imagining. Do you remember whenever he was first hearing about Beerus
Yeah, and he was
and
like,
he
he kind of turned
danced
into
on
a little bitch.
stage?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and he was like bowing, and yeah, that's what I imagine
He kind
nervous
of turned
Vegeta.
into a little bitch compared to who he really is. Yeah.
Oh, the one Vegeta would have to be the "You hit my Bulma" Vegeta. That's the scariest Vegeta, my motherfucking.
Yeah, like
Oh.
just off the rip, just fucking everything up, dude. But yeah. So, fucking what about you though? Like what was your first animes and stuff like that?
Okay, yeah. So Digimon is kind of where I left off. I stopped after that, and then when I started smoking weed in high school, and I was working at this factory after high school, and I had this friend who had a like he has like a $4,000 like nothing but like Dragon Ball Z sleeve, and now I have like a giant Dragon Ball Z, like there's a giant Shinron piece, and I have Vegeta's like Saiyan royalty crest on my
Oh
arm. Like
shit.
bro,
You
I'm
got
a
Shinron on your
diehard.
arm?
Oh yeah. I got Shinron and all the Dragon Balls, but it's like
Damn.
a traditional like
And it looks traditional, dude. Holy shit.
yeah. Because the rest of my shit's like all traditional anyway, so
Yeah.
I want it
That's
to be
dope,
like that.
dude. Yeah.
Thanks.
It's like it's
And then
traditional
the
enough that like you could tell, and then the crest, yeah. You could tell that just by the colors off the gate. I was like, "Oh, that's Shinron on his arm," you know.
hell yeah, dude. Thanks, man. I worry about that sometimes because I was kind of ambitious to go with the traditional thing and
But
like
once
if it
you've
would
seen
look
that
like
orange belly and the green scales with the Dragon Balls, they should, if they know anything, they should know,
right,
basically.
real ones know, real ones
Yeah,
know.
yeah, basically. I have a Berserk
But
tattoo actually.
oh, dude, can you? Is it like
No,
too
yeah, I'll
hard to?
show it. No, it's not. It's
Yeah.
on my. It's big. It's smaller than yours, but it's the same idea. It's part of a sleeve basically. But yeah, I got. I don't know if how well you can see it, but
Oh, I can see it. Hell yeah.
It's Skull Knight from.
Oh, that's badass.
It's the first time you see Skull Knight from the manga,
That's
and
badass, dude.
this is the guy that tatted Sloppy's face the first time. This is our
Oh shit.
tattoo artist friend. Yeah.
Okay. Shout outs to. Do you want to give his name or?
Oh yeah, Fong. Let's see what it's. Oh, lazy. His shit is lazy eye drawing, and he does like art for other people
Oh,
and all type of
bro, I
shit.
follow him already, but I will put his shit up
Oh
here
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
like
yeah.
link it
Perfect.
below as well.
I got you, Fong.
Uh, but so from there, oh yeah, so I had a friend that had that, and I was hanging out with him on the weekends and shit, and I was working at this factory, and this dude that trained me was like real ripped, and I wanted to be real ripped, and he wore a weighted vest while training me, like a 40-pound weighted vest. Like I was struggling to do my job, and he was kicking it in my ass at it while wearing this weighted
Damn.
vest.
Yeah, and you already know
And
that's some Dragon Ball shit off the gate.
I didn't know, bro, because I wasn't hip to Dragon Ball yet. I didn't watch it like at
Okay, yeah,
all growing up.
yeah.
I was such a fucking emo kid, and I was also on the football team, and I did like I had enough to be bullied about already. I wasn't gonna lump anime in there, but I was already in the same lane as so many of the
Hell
anime
yeah, dude.
kids.
Hell yeah, dude. The
You know
emo
what I
kid
mean?
on the football team.
Yeah.
Nobody's. That's that's that backstory, bro. That's yeah, man. That's dope. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that was me, bro. I'd wear my my,
You're like
I
on
was
the field
asking
with
to
a
get
spike
bullied, bro.
belt.
Almost almost as bad, but yes, spiked belt. I fucking, it was like like looking back, I'm like, oh no, of course you were bullied. Oh,
Oh yeah.
buddy, what? Come here,
Yeah.
just come on, stop trying to make it easy for him.
That's good
Uh,
though. That's the remorse you should have for yourself. You know what I mean?
right, right. But dude, I on like on Fridays when the football, because I was varsity at football team. Like you remember, like
Oh
everyone's wearing jersey to like class and everything, but
yeah.
like with their jeans and shit. Well, when you're an emo kid, your jeans are. I was not just a gaudy emo kid. I thought I had fashion, bro. So I had them like packs. I had this one pair of nice PacSun like skinny jean ripped up shorts. They were like skinny jean shorts though, and this was
Oh yeah.
this was ambitious for 2009. Okay.
Right. Yeah. And that's what a lot of people don't realize, bro. Is back then people were like, especially if you went to anywhere near the hood to a school like that, they're like, "Yo, tight ass sag, man. You wearing them tight." Bullied like hell, basically. Yeah.
Right, but we're into all the other same shit, dude. So like, just call it out. If you want, if I show you this anime, you'll like probably want to wear tight pants too, because that dude like,
Right. Yeah. Or whatever it is, you know.
right.
Yeah.
But that and then like a spiked, like a neon, like past orange belt, like like it's like yeah, you were trying to stand out, but that's why it's just funny. But that dude showed me Dragon Ball. That dude, because he would show me, he took it off and like dropped it down and like it did the
Oh
thud.
my
And,
God.
like,
He did the Dragon Ball thing on you. He's
yeah,
like,
yeah, he
he took
did
it off.
that
He's like,
while I
I
was
feel so light now. Like,
yeah. Yeah, I was working at the General Motor factory and like I was like 18 years old and I was the youngest person in that whole factory. So like I was
damn.
very impressionable and I was really stoned at work. And the guy training me did that and I was like, well, that means Dragon Ball's for cool people too. Like, cause I thought that guy was a cool guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
when a
That
cool
make
person, when he's someone that you think is cool, when you're growing up, your impression when someone that you think is cool shows you something, you're like, all right, that's what cool people like. I'm gonna go check
completely
that out.
changes your view on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was
And
like,
I
it's
think
for
that's
cool
why
people.
anime is cool now because yeah, cool people fucked with it.
Yes, man. And I want to show everyone that like everyone fucks with it, dude. I want to find a paramedic. I want like weird like I want different odd and end jobs. I want to be like dirty jobs, but like why do you also fuck with
I
anime?
I could find you like the hood dudes that have been locked up for doing fuck shit, but that whole time they were watching anime, like they were like obsessed
Yes,
with it.
please link me up. I want yeah, that's some
Yeah.
like your mom's house exclusive. I'm fucking down.
Grab the
Oh,
sound bites, dude. Grab the sound
try it
bites.
out. Oh, dude, one of my prized possessions. You're the only person that'll appreciate this. I would have totally worn it today. I have a moose suit shirt from your mom's house. The moose.
Oh shit. No, wait,
Yeah,
wait. Explain. Put it in context for me, because
it's
I don't.
okay. Y'all come down later for some moose soup. You guys are
Oh.
doing good.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking of
It's
My
go
bad.
ahead.
I was thinking of the hood dude that they just had up there. The blood
Blue
dude.
Pool?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't work no rep.
Yeah, you
Dude.
don't worry. No, what did
Hey,
he
I'm a
say, bro?
motherfucker, false blood. Bro. And then you saw that he reached out and was like, that wasn't,
That's the amazing thing about podcasts, dude. And especially, I
right.
mean, these comedians are big, but yeah, but like, it's just amazing. Like, people become a meme and they don't know it. And then they become more of the meme. Like, it's just crazy.
Yeah, man. Dude, also, just because we're talking about that real quick, the, Dan Soder, the big Jay Okerson's co-host on the Bonfire, he like you're gonna find him like when you go through your podcast for the next like 2 weeks, like he did everyone's podcast this week because he had an HBO special drop last weekend, and
Okay.
I'm telling you, dude, I think you're gonna really enjoy his shit, dude.
Yeah.
He's really cool. His new special on HBO is really really fucking good. I wish I had to pirate that shit, bro. I don't got HBO. I deleted that shit
Hey,
after Game
man.
of Thrones.
Look, and not the no plugs, but we have a movie coming out next year,
What?
and yeah,
Okay, what all do you do, bro? Lay this down. What?
well,
You have a
this goes
movie coming
deeper,
out.
but let me preference this by saying, and the director and all of them do not want me to say this, but I'd rather you see our movie than if you didn't buy it, if you just or if you just streamed it, if it ended up on some streaming website and you streamed it, fuck it. You saw it rather than not paying for it and never seeing it. You know?
Right,
So
right.
basically though, I when I was like 16, I met this girl in high school. She became like my best friend. We were born on the same day. She's a year older than me, but born on the same day. My best friend, one of the best artists I've ever met in my life, at like whatever she does. But as soon as she puts her mind to it, best believe it's gonna be different. It's going to be extra as fuck. And like she just did a short about a girl that got on. Um, she did a short about a girl that works at. She works third shift at like some kind of facility, but she's like the only one that works her position at that time, and she gets so lonely she goes on to farmersonly.com, which is a real website,
Yeah.
but she's not a farmer. She's looking for love. She's not a farmer, so she orders all this shit from Amazon to look like a farmer girl and stages a farm scene in
Bro.
this in she's fucking genius. She's great,
Bro.
and she fucks with really good people too. So we made this movie about Dead God. Oh my god.
Oh,
She made she made this movie about Dead God, which is like me, Sloppy, my friend Hakeem, Ryan, not excluding anybody, my friend Chad, um, my friend Huck. I'm just naming people so that if they see this, they know I'm naming them. It's
right,
just
right.
it's a bunch of my friends, but it's us in the desert in Colorado, in the middle of nowhere, and it's like we're just surviving. It's weird. It's like a weird concept. It gives you the idea of like we're in apocalypse, but that's up for you to decide kind of thing. And
Okay.
it's weird, but it's like this bond between friends, and we have nothing, but we're in the middle of the desert and we're still making music and growing weed.
Hey, okay.
you know, and
Right.
there's like and I'll throw out a small spoiler. There's like intense scenes between me and Sloppy, like really emotionally intense shit. There's just a lot of good shit.
Show some acting chops. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's some weird, but this shit got I wouldn't say premiered, but it got viewed in I think Poland at a maybe at the Carno Film Festival. I don't know. But these are big film festivals that Marnie has went to and kind of premiered the early beginnings of this movie to these people. And on top of that, we got put in Indie Weekly, we got put into Filmmaker Magazine, and it's write-ups,
Okay.
all write-ups on this movie. So expect that in like 3 months or maybe 4 months. It's like March or April, I think, is the idea. It's
Heck
already been
yeah.
turned in. It's already been turned in. So at this point, it's kind of out of her
Oh
hands, and
yeah.
it's on the trajectory to coming out. But yeah, we shot a movie, and like it was crazy. You know,
Dude,
we had a budget. It was just a lot. It was really crazy.
that's
Yeah.
amazing, man.
And it's about
I
us. So
that's that's the cooler part. That's so cool that you got to do like about you. I could sympathize because I like one of the years after high school, I had a group of friends that we got sponsored by a company called Ace Films to do a vampire like short film, and it was a lot of fun. And
dude, isn't it so much fun? Like, it might not even be
bro,
scripted. It might not even be
bro,
scripted.
it
You're
was
just
one
like,
of the best 2 weeks of my entire life.
yeah, it's
Of
just,
my entire life. It
you
was
know,
the
and
most fun.
that's the crazy thing about a director is because it's somebody that can come in and kind of like point everybody in the direction they need to go, and it just makes this whole thing that might have been nothing to somebody else turn into like a big thing to us. It was big, like to us, at
Right.
least filming it,
Oh,
you know.
dude. We had the makeup director we had somebody that not the makeup director, sorry. We had somebody that had done makeup credits for The Walking Dead for like 7 episodes.
What
And
real shit, at least.
bro, and we did this car accident scene where we staged a car accident and it looked real, but like we were kids. I mean, we weren't kids. We were like 19 and 20 and shit, but it was all sponsored, and there were like way people older than us that were in charge of the money that were there. And
For sure.
but
Producers and shit.
nobody cleared anything like
Damn, it
with
never came
anyone.
out.
So fucking 3 fire trucks and an ambulance like pulled up to the, like
Oh
us filming
fuck.
and shit. Yeah. It
All
was
right,
pretty
yeah, hold
cool.
on, hold on. I'm not trying to flip the podcast like it's some interview type thing, but
Yeah.
what did that look like? What happened?
It was great. We put it in the movie actually. We like used it to our advantage.
Oh, you
We
have
like
to. It's
we
such
just
good
made it look
content.
like right? We just made it look like you know, I remember they were rushed to get in the car. I was also an extra in this movie and got hurt. There's a lot of great stories for another time, like just hanging out
Okay.
to tell you about this movie.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
That one that I was one of the 3 zombies that rushed the car as there was like kids that were vloggers and they were all hanging out at dude's house and power goes out, all that shit. Zombie apocalypse starts happening, and a lot of shit happens for like 2 days, and then they make a run to the car, and they get in the car, and like the zombies attack the car, and I'm one of the zombies, and that shit was fun. Just
So you
running into
got
a
zombie
car,
makeup done by Walking Dead makeup
bro.
artists.
Bro. Yes, and the producer was really, really good. I'll tell you this story real quick because it's one of my favorite fucking
Okay,
stories.
yeah, yeah. Hold on.
Okay.
First, how long did you sit in makeup?
Oh, and you know, and I wasn't even featured in the fucking thing, but at least an hour, and like you don't see me that much at all, bro. Like I don't think you don't see my. It was like it's all shot first person, and
Right.
it's like a group of
Oh.
like 4 kids.
Is it a found footage film?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it's like it was a vlogger. Yeah, it's like that.
It's like found footage
Yeah,
type,
first
yeah.
person. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
All right, yeah, yeah. Let me know. Let me hear this story.
so they like were supposed to run out of the house, and we were supposed to charge at the car once we heard the car doors open, and then we did the scene over and over again. It wasn't working, and it started to get darker, and it was just the day was dragging on, and I was like in football, like I said, so this is good context. The producer director comes over and he's like, "Listen," and he gives me this speech, and I don't remember the speech exactly, but he got me hyped, and he was mostly talking to me because the other two were females. He was
Yeah.
mostly talking to me.
He's like, I need you to rage the fuck out,
He's
dude.
like,
Like,
listen. He's like, listen. What if you try to scare them? You're a big guy. You can be scary. You know, it was shit like that. And I was like, oh, I could fucking. I was like, oh, uh-huh. It was basically like you're blowing it up how big it's gonna be as a kid in your mind. So he's like telling you basically it's your time to shine and you can be scary and you can make
yeah.
this all work. And I'm like, fuck yeah.
And at the
So I
same time, you're going to rage. Like, go
yes.
rage, bro.
Yes. So, bro, so he's like, but here's what this is how we're really gonna get him. You go when you hear the metal gate open, not when you hear because there's like a metal gate, front door, metal gate, then the
Yeah.
car. He's like, go when you hear the metal gate open, try to catch him off guard, really trying to like, and in action, we do that. It really works. I ran into the car so hard. It was a Honda CRV, like the
Oh, dope.
hatchback one,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
dope, dope. Yeah.
My right knee cracked the bumper in half.
No way, dude. How big are you? How tall are you?
I'm I'm 6'2", 200, and I was at that time I was probably like 310 or so.
Holy fuck, dude. I'm 5'7" and 160 pounds.
Yeah, I'm a Viking, bro, like through and
Yeah,
through.
for real. For real,
Like
for real. Are
so
you Swedish? Shout out to PewDiePie. Are you Swedish?
no, but I am. I'm like a big. I'm like Greek and Polish. So it's somewhat just just big dude. Anyway,
Yeah.
so that happened, right? That's the badass part. I was, but also terrible because we're all children and it was our friend's car. That was it was the girl that was had a very small part and was just really pretty and we really just wanted to include her in it, and we got to make it look like she was sweating and we got to spray like water on her tits and she was like in a wife beater. It was great. That was like, bro, there was like 8 guys, bro. That was looking back now, that was totally not like PC.
Yeah, yeah. Compared to where things are at now, I mean,
Yeah. But anyway, so when
yeah.
everyone's getting in the car and I'm beating the car and my knee had just broken the bumper and I'm just in rage mode. I like
Yeah.
don't know. One of the kids slammed my hand in the car door.
Oh, he was like, "Oh, fuck no."
Yeah, and
slammed the
this is
door.
all one continuous scene because it is first person. So the next part of the scene that continues is that car then peels out down a driveway, and it's like a big downhill driveway, like, and it peels out and goes down the driveway. And my hand's stuck in the car door, and I'm panicking so much that I can't think to
Open the door and get your hand out. I mean, yeah, like,
Bro,
fuck me, dude. We can't reshoot this scene. Fuck my body. Fuck my life, dude. We're not about to reshoot shit.
for art, bro.
Okay, so what
Remember when
happened?
Leon? I had somebody ran up and got it, but I screamed and cried in front of the entire set of like 45 like fucking people. And, like yeah, it was pretty great.
That is intense as fuck, dude. That's intense as shit.
But like I had to run with the car for a second, and someone ran up and pulled it because I was like, just bro. Whenever I get
they saw you about to die, dude. You were panicking. Yes.
I'm confident in hurting people, but when I get hurt, I turn into a little bitch.
I feel you.
All right. Let me ask you one last question relating to anime, then we'll do the plugs and get out of here. All
okay.
right.
Yeah. Where are we at right now?
We're at an hour minus like the 5 or 10 minutes in the beginning. We're at like an hour 20.
Okay. See. Damn. Yeah. Okay. I see now. Yeah. We went hard, man. We went hard for this podcast.
Yeah.
That was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I could talk to you about so much shit. I like so much shit.
Fuck it,
From
let's do it
opinions,
again.
like,
Let's try to get like a
yeah,
three-way with Sloppy one day, man.
dude. Oh, that was one of the things. Oh, there's so many things I want to bring up, and I was trying to just not make it the longest, but I wanted to bring this up too. When your movie drops, you and maybe anyone else from Dead God that wanted to do like a conference call, we could do a thing talking about the movie after I've watched it, and then like we can.
Ooh, yeah, perfect, perfect, perfect. Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
that.
cool,
Hell
cool.
yeah, hell
That'd be
yeah.
fun.
This is
All right,
what the producers and director want to see. So,
yeah, right, right. This is exactly what like I'm just following what I see all the big guys doing. I'm just trying to do that on the small scale, man.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
fuck yeah, dude. And we learn from the best. Fuck them.
mean? Right? Oh man, shout out your mom's house and like Burt Cast, like just those people really and like Joe Rogan, people having people on that they genuinely want to have on and talking about whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, that's a good.
That's
That's a
more
good shit.
power to those people because that shit's gold. That shit you can't replace like instilling that kind of inspiration on people. Like
Yeah, and that's the good shit about those things, man. They make it seem so natural, and people look at it like, you know, it is more than what it is, and really, they're just normal. They're just having conversations with people they like to have
I was thinking
conversations
about
with.
how not awkward, but it was slightly awkward in the beginning of this fucking thing, and then at the end, like it's
Yeah, I am awkward already, so, and I'm sure you
oh
have the
no,
same ideas. It's just like I am like that. So, yeah, of course, anything like it took me to warm up, but I'm already,
oh
you
yeah,
know,
yeah. That's what I was saying. There, you could totally see how like loose, like you're like, oh wait, I know how to do this.
yeah, yeah.
This is just what I do. This is
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
This is just what I do. That's what people need to realize about podcasting. It's not like let's do a podcast. There's a podcast is just already what you do. You just capture that
Yeah, it's hard to
with a little bit of plugs.
tell anybody that, man, because we all have anxiety. We all have.
Oh, I like have real trouble. Bro, I have such social anxiety. Shouts to that shit because like
Yeah, shout out to
I
social
fucking I can't.
anxiety. Gang gang. You
Oh,
feel me?
I mean, I do it to myself. I get so stoned, and then I go out in public, and I'm like, why am I scared to talk to anyone? Fuck.
Yeah, bruh. Well, that's a later conversation as well, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Uh, all right. So one last anime question. Let me do that real quick. What villain or protagonist? What antagonist or protagonist would you, out of any series or movie, would you draw the most parallels to, and why? Or that you've learned the most from? What? Not who's your favorite. Which one's been the most impactful?
um, and Griffith from Berserk. There's Rob Banks, and there's the kid that did the video. Griffith did nothing wrong, and that one's really hard because it's such it's all about duality. You can't. These are these things you can't put a finger on, man, because it's just so rough. Like it's so rough, man. And yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say my favorite villain is Griffith. But is he a villain? That's why though.
Ooh.
But
Right.
that's why though. Because it's such a fucking string puller. It pulls on your heartstrings. Like it's crazy as fuck. When if you really care about it and if you've done the research behind it, it's those type of villains are insane. At first, I thought you were gonna ask me about Naruto, and it was kind of the same thing almost.
Oh, you mean because I'm wearing a fucking Naruto shirt? I got
Mhm.
kunai in my hand. Bro, I'm such a fucking Naruto. I try not to get started because then the whole podcast will be about Naruto.
What is Sasuke's brother called? What's the Sasuke's brother's name?
Itachi.
Itachi. That I relate to Itachi out of anybody in Naruto more than anything. Which he became
Oh.
Akatsuki. What's the name? What's the
Akatsuki.
Akatsuki? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that and Akatsuki in general makes me think of like Dead God because it's like they grabbed. It's not meant to be a villainous thing.
Oh, that's a really good way to compare to like for to like for people that are going to be watching this. That's a really good way to compare your motives or inspiration. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
at least me, it instantly clicked in my head. Now I was like, oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, Dead God, Akatsuki. It was like one of our
Bro,
first
you had
ideas.
to make a Naruto reference for my dumbass to fucking be on the same page, but I'm there now. I'm there now.
No, dude,
Okay.
nah. It's not like that. But yeah, Sasuke's brother Itachi is, yeah, a big one, definitely.
Dude,
He,
I'll send
it
you.
was something
Oh, go
about
ahead.
him. Yeah, my bad. It was something about him though that just I
Oh,
was like,
what about him? What about him? Was it like him being pressured by his dad to be the best? Is that something you may have
right. And then
felt?
you don't know about Itachi like that till later on. You know about Sasuke all the time. You know what I'm saying? But
Right?
then you don't. Sasuke falls out of the storyline a little bit, and at that point, it's not at that point, but it's like close to. It's in that region before they all get really older and shit. That Itachi and the Akatsuki were like a thing, and that little group was so powerful for that arc of the story. It's like
Dude,
holy shit, dude.
dude, the Akatsuki. I mean, ooh, ooh, here's a good one. And you are versed well in both animes enough to ask this question. Fuck the time limit, dude. I'll edit the whole goddamn thing.
Okay, yeah, let's edit. Let's edit shit. Yeah, fuck it.
Fuck it. So, dude, here's a great question. The Universal Tournament of Power in Dragon Ball that just happened. Yeah, with all the different universes.
Right.
Our
Pulling the best of the
homies,
best.
our homies, Universe 11 versus the Akatsuki.
Mm. I mean, it universe wise. I mean, can't really do much, but it would be a crazy bout. It would go on for a while, but you already know Dragon Ball would. They
And Dragon
always,
Ball is so much more powerful. Like they have like planet.
yeah,
Everyone can destroy planets. They like have to stop themselves from destroying planets.
but the yeah, exactly. But the characters and what they like specialize in is insane. It would be a new thing to the Dragon Ball universe, 100%.
Yes, yes, it would. You know, it would be really cool if they had. Not that this would ever happen or anything, but like if one of the universes had been like all the bad guys were the Akatsuki, they could serve as an entire arc of villains for Dragon Ball at any point in time because they make the Akatsuki is the perfect group of villains because everyone has a different strategy to how they have to be taken out. It's
Right.
very
And dumb powerful.
unconventional.
And dumb powerful. Like,
Yeah, unconventional. You feel despair in every fight. Every fight, you feel despair and hope. Like at the end of hope, and uh, I mean, R.I.P. Awesome, bro. Like that's one of the saddest. And I mean, Jiraiya is the saddest. Who's who are you the most upset about throughout Dragon Ball?
um,
What past character, what character that has passed on are you the most would you bring back if you could?
well, that's hard because a lot of them have been brought back, and it's
Ooh, yeah,
yeah,
but not in that way. Yeah.
yeah. Because in those moments, like if you're talking about those characters, it's like holy shit. Um, who's gone and can't come back? I mean, a Dende. Dende Dende isn't dead though. He's in Piccolo, so that's a hard one. But that goes back to when
Oh,
Gohan.
okay. You're talking about Dragon Ball. You switched me. I thought I was talking about Naruto, but it's okay.
Oh no,
I
you said in Dragon Ball. My bad. But
no, I probably definitely did. So, but Dende is such a great fucking answer because I loved Dende.
yeah, and it's hard because in that part of the arc, Gohan was still a little kid. Krillin and Piccolo were his mentors, like, and like you had to watch a little kid watch his like best friend on a new planet die. Basically,
Right,
he got fucked up. Then
right.
You see Krillin at the same time. Damn, dude, there's so much to this episode that could just string along forever. But what I was gonna say is that
Go ahead.
earlier I was going to say that my friends that put me onto Berserk and stuff, they had um the Japanese versions, the subs of Dragon Ball Z.
Ooh,
So
okay. So
we
you're
got
already impartial to to those Japanese voices. That fucking grandma that voices Goku in the fucking
no,
Japanese.
no, not just
Oh,
that, the violence. They wouldn't
oh yeah.
show
There was more blood.
Yeah, they wouldn't show shit on regular American
Yeah.
TV. So you never saw Krillin get stabbed through the stomach by
Yeah, the slice in
Frieza.
half by his own destructo disc.
Yeah, you didn't see none of that. You didn't see him like bleeding out and dying and shit. Like, so
Right,
yeah, that
right.
was one thing I wanted to iterate earlier. But yeah, anyways, uh,
Oh no, thanks for going back. That's such a good, yeah, it's a little tidbit of it.
for sure.
But dude, I just the Akatsuki, just like Hidan could be invincible in this right circumstances, but like the only reason that Shikamaru won against Hidan is they buried him in pieces. Like he's still alive technically, if we could.
Technically.
Is supposedly technically
And he was
underneath all
already such
that.
a fucked up looking character, fucked up in
Uh
everything about him.
dude, and his whole ritual thing. You know what fucked me up though? And I didn't notice till so after every time I watch a series, my fiance then watch it because then my fiance will be like, "Oh, it was that good. You watched 357 episodes of it. I guess I'll watch it now." And then I'll
Right.
basically rewatching it because I'm trying to catch her up. And
That's
she
dope
was
though. That
like,
she's into it as much as you are. So like, there's like that, you know, that
"Oh,
mutual.
bro, it's one of my favorite things that we share. It's our thing. Like we have so many shows that we
Yeah.
watch together and shit that couples that watch anime together definitely like I mean like if your friends if your best friends are the ones that you can geek out about with anime, then you need you a girl that you can geek out with about anime because
Right.
that is the girl for
I don't
you.
have a girlfriend at the time, but there's girls I talk to about Kingdom Hearts with, and I'm like, I fucking know I could be with you forever. I know this could be
Dude, that's
lifelong.
goddamn wifey material.
Yeah, yeah, like this is serious as fuck. But yeah, um,
But what was it just? Oh yeah, so she noticed when we were rewatching Naruto, when I was rewatching Naruto, she was like, "So this like Jashin guy that Hidan says he prays to, and that's why he's immortal. Is he ever brought up again?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "But he's like calls him God and shit." And I'm like,
mm,
"Fuck." Right?
right.
I don't know.
It's some
I
like small loophole shit right there, though.
Yeah, I just kind of took it as like it was like a cult thing that he was into, but I mean he was technically immortal, so was it real? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, that's hard. I mean, he is though. Yeah. There's loopholes to him, but he's still, like you said, uh, even in pieces, is alive. Like he's not a
Maybe it was maybe there's a cult following to his family's Kekkei Genkai that was that. Maybe his family had a cult like story, a cult like
yeah.
religious story about his Genkai. And that's
I
what
mean,
evil.
even where Naruto's village, like it's kind of the same thing. Like his mom and dad, which you don't really find out that much about till later on. You know?
And if you do yourself the honor of being oblivious to Naruto, like if you know now it's already out, yeah, if you haven't watched it, and if you do yourself the honor and like not let yourself get spoiled on that shit and like really find that
Nah.
out with the characters, when you do, bro, I got to, and I got to really experience that, like, and everyone's death and everything. I always, cause I don't know, I just felt like it was always anime was always surrounding me, and I always felt like it was something I would fuck with, but I never did. So I didn't want to pay attention to it because I felt like I knew I would be spoiling something for my future self.
Well,
Yeah,
look,
one day I'll get into a bunch of that.
yeah, well, look, yeah, exactly. The For me though, Naruto, it was like it was kind of like at least Full Metal Alchemist it had like a small arc. Like it was and if you really look at it in that concept, Berserk had a small arc, but Naruto goes so long. It's not like One Piece. One Piece I can't do. That's just too much.
It's too intimidating of a mountain to climb, man. It
Yeah,
really is.
it's so crazy. So I only made it till like Naruto got like first saw Nine Tails. I didn't see everything beyond there. I saw
Right.
pieces
Oh,
of it.
okay.
Yeah, I saw pieces of it. You feel me? But then in that same, maybe it wasn't when he first saw him, but it, I got to experience the Akatsuki. I got to experience everything in between there. I skipped a lot when they were younger, when they were like kids in
Oh, there's a
the first
bunch of
arc.
filler, bud. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Which I can only imagine reading the manga. Like you said, it's just another mountain to climb. It's insane.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. All right, man. So real quick, I'll kind of wrap it up. I just looked at the time; it's getting kind of late.
Yeah.
uh, do you want to shout out any? So you got the movie coming out. Is the title of that confirmed?
Yeah, the title of the movie is Creststone. It's called Creststone. It's based in Creststone, Colorado. That's where Sloppy used to
Okay.
live, out in the middle of nowhere. And it's one of the weirdest places on
Hey,
this earth.
I know what it is because I follow him closely on IG, bro. I always like I
Cre-
know what you're talking about.
Creststone is a weird, spiritual, weird
It's
place.
him and them chickens out there.
Yeah, yeah. And other than that, I sent you a song earlier that I'm trying to drop before Christmas. And this is even
Put
more,
that. Go ahead.
yeah, this is even more incentive to drop it because, yeah, exactly. Hopefully, you somehow collaborate into this video and you have completely, you can do that. So, yeah, there's the movie, new music. I produce, so there's always going to be beats. But, yeah, for right now, got a song called No Strings Attached coming out. Crush on the movie coming out. Hopefully sometime in March or April next year.
Okay. Cool. Is there any news like you gonna drop us like a 4 song EP or anything anytime soon? I want like bro, I'm for real, but my girl's gonna be bummed that I only have 3 songs or 4 songs to show her. Like I'm telling you, bro, your shit slaps. Make some more of that, please.
Hell yeah, I appreciate that. And everybody please take his word. But yeah, I have a couple ideas, but for the main idea that people have been kind of pushing me on, it's not even me pushing it. People have been pushing me on. People that don't even know, but they heard the idea of it. It's called Sadder Than You. So the sadder,
Oh.
yeah, and it's a joke. It's a joke. It comes from a joke from me and my friend Dylan, where he showed me like some emo kid on his Instagram, and he was like, "Yo, Caps, look at this kid. Traps, look at this kid." And I'm like, "Yo, I'm sadder than him." So they would call me and be like, "Yo, I'm sadder than you," all the time.
Hey! That's such a great fucking. That's a great name. So is that what you're gonna call the name of the whatever you decide to release soon?
Yeah. So EP, as far as EP wise, look out for Sadder Than You. It might be something before that, but
It's a
Sadder Than
great
You.
fucking name.
Yeah, Sadder. Sad with Sad Boy Traps. You heard in my music, like I really am a sad boy. Like I know
Bro,
you are. I know you are
I'm
too at
sad
heart.
too. I'm
Yeah.
so sad.
Yeah, and it's not trying to be like cliche. It's just if you're a real
No,
sad
bro,
boy,
I felt
you
it,
fucking
bro.
know who
I
you are,
felt that
dude.
shit.
Yeah.
I felt that shit.
This is Sad
But
Boy
there's
Hercule podcast with Sad Boy Traps.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Sad Boy Satan, Sad Boy Traps podcast. You know, it
Dude,
is what it is.
I have a friend. I have a friend who, little. He's not the closest friend, so I'm. But I love him enough to talk shit on him. So
Oh yeah.
he got, he got. He only has a few tattoos, and he got "sad boy" tattooed on his knuckles, but with an eye. With
Gang
an
shit.
eye in the sad. But bro, don't you have two like toddler aged daughters? Like
Wait.
now you have
What's his name? What's his name?
Spencer.
Spencer.
Yeah.
I'm sadder than you.
Oh shit! Shots fired. Bro.
I am sadder than you.
Bro, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we live in the middle of nowhere.
Nah,
He's pretty
dude.
sad.
Nah, dude. Nah. Once the tape drops, nobody's sadder
Bro.
than me, dude.
Like, I'm gonna use that for as a just like line of comparison when I show people a sad boy rap from now on. Like, you know that. Like, yeah, but like it's not sadder than sad boy trap. So.
Right? Yeah. I mean, it might not be a good one. It might not be the most like memey thing, but I'm sadder than you. Use that as a soundbite.
I love
People start talking about some sad shit. Like, I'm sadder than you. I am sadder than you.
Bro, I'm gonna be personally just like, cause like I listen to so many podcasts that I basically hear sound bites in my head of where I would drop them.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, and I promise that one's gonna be in the catalog, like for sure.
I'm sadder than you.
That's great, dude.
I'm just trying to get clear vocals.
Got you right. All
Hell
right,
yeah,
man.
man.
Well, that was great, dude. That was 2 hours. I am going to edit that shit. It's going to be up this week or next. I'll talk to you about it. We'll figure it out.
Man, we should FaceTime.
Follow this dude on Instagram and SoundCloud. I'm telling you, we are going to definitely find different ways to make more content, as you guys can tell. You just saw two people become friends over anime. That's what this podcast is all about, man. So thanks for coming on, man. I really had fun talking.
Shout out Shampoo Slappy.
Hey, shout out to Dead God, the Slop God, Shampoo Sloppy. That crazy ass dude. He don't even realize he out here just making friendships. What a beautiful thing. What a beautiful thing.
It was awesome.